Hi there. Question. What do these 4 songs have in common apart from the fact that they were tremendously popular?
When the weather is hot, I don't care too much for money. Money can buy me love.
Did you guess? Well, they are all blues. Okay, before looking at these killer tunes, we need to start with a bit of theory. But don't worry, because the chord structure of a simple blues is no more complicated than a recipe for a basic pizza. In a regular pizza, there are 3 main things: the base, the tomato sauce, and the cheese. Without one of these, you do not have a pizza. Well, in the blues, these 3 basic things equate to the 3 vital chords that form the blues. Chords 1, 4, and 5. Okay, let's have a listen to those in C major. C, F, G. In fact, as well as being the main chords in the blues, these are also the most used chords in popular music. Here they are in the key of C. Chord 1 is constructed on the first note of the C major scale, chord 4 on the 4th, and chord 5 on the 5th. Okay so far? By the way, in classical speak, chord 1 is known as the tonic. This tonic chord is so important as it is musically felt as the resting place, the root or the home of the piece. It is where the music naturally goes to and sets out from. Apples fall to the ground because of gravity. Unstable chords want to rest to the tonic or root chords because of this kind of musical gravity, which pretty much governs all music. Okay, let's keep with the pizza analogy for a second more. You see, the order of the ingredients is of paramount importance. The base at the bottom, then the sauce, then the cheese on top. It is always that way. It has to be that way to be a pizza. No one eats pizza upside down, that's a mess. Similarly, in the blues, the basic 3 chords always come in the same order. This is a basic 12-bar blues in C. There are 4 bars of C, then 2 bars of F, then 2 bars of C, then 2 bars of G, and 2 more of C to end. 12 bars in total. Let's hear this in a blues by the king of jazz, Duke Ellington. It is called Yellow Dog Blues and it's 1928. See if you can follow the chart as you listen to the music. Here are the chords notated in the original key of E major. Well, variety is the spice of life, and it is always nice, no matter how tasty the basic pizza, to add or change something. Perhaps some pepper, cheese, or oregano. In this example, you can see that an extra chord has been added in bar 10. It is an F chord. It is a small change, but it increases the harmonic motion a little in a cool way. This is the exact progression Bill Haley used in his smash hit of 1955, Rock Around the Clock. And this progression is really the classic rock and roll blues progression that is used so much, as it is so good. The original is in A major, and here are the chords in that key. Notice there are still just 12 chords. By the way, every 12-bar chunk is called a chorus, and there are 7 of them in Bill Haley's classic. Each chunk contains these 3 chords in the same order, the 1, 4, and 5. It is worth noting the amount of tremendous music that can be generated just by these 3 chords. Let's listen to another massive pop song of 1970, In the Summertime, by Mungo Jerry, that used these exact same chords. My demo is in F. The original is in E. It's worth saying that in pop music, blues is normally in the key of E or A, probably because that is easier on the guitar. And in jazz music, blues tend to come in B flat or F major. So that's why I've included these other keys in the demonstration. Okay, another massive tune that used these exact same chords is Michael Jackson's 1991 Black and White. Here's my slightly jazzed up version in B flat. And the chords in E are exactly the same as Mungo Jerry's In the Summertime, as we just saw in the previous example. Well, now let's listen to another classic example of these three chords, however, with very, very slight minor changes. Of course, the tune is the Beatles Can't Buy Me Love, and the original is in C. Perhaps this has more blues flavour than the other examples, as the chords in this tune are now dominant sevenths. C, F, G. So adding the dominant seventh to the chord is like a musical condiment, like adding pepper to the chord. So the C7 now has a B flat. The F7 now contains E flat and the G7 F. These two notes, B flat and E flat, are not in the key of C major. They are blue notes. And they are very, very important for the flavour of the blues. Okay, pretty much time to sign off now. However, first I need to set something straight. We have not looked at minor chords in this video. This is an undersight. Using the 1, 4, 5 chords of the minor key, we can perfectly well make great blues. Check out Booker T and the MG's 1962 classic Green Onions, where he uses these three chords to such tremendous effect. Okay, see you in part 2, where we will add further musical condiments by way of chord substitutions.
Put your lunch.